Welcome, everybody, to Pearl City Black Bear Rugby. This is Warren John Schwanke with MPW Public Access Channel 9. And I got a special guest here today, Jamie Prickett from the Quad City Irish, sitting in for Eric Brinks. Thank you very much for being here today.
It's great to be here. Good hard-fought game here before this game that's about to start now. And
yeah, let's talk about that real quick. They're getting ready to kick off here, the Quad City Irish. You guys just played the Peoria Pigs, who we hosted earlier in the year here. And, boy, they put a hurt on us. They're a very experienced team. Tell us a little bit about your game today against them.
Well, we came out a little flat. Got down 17-0 early in the first half. Closed it down to about 17-7 at halftime. Actually came back, took a 2-point lead with a couple minutes left, but gave up a penalty from about 15 meters, and they made the kick for 3 points to win by just a point as time ran out.
It was a great game to watch. I can tell you, the fans, that you can't lose attention because you guys got so far behind in the beginning, then came back and actually led for a while. But it's fun. Even, of course, you want to win those games, but it's a fun to play in a close game like that because it makes you do step to the plate and show what you're made of.
Yeah, you can say what you want. Close losses are hard to take, but it's a lot worse than getting just pounded out there. At least you feel like you're playing hard the whole game and have a chance to win, and just play as hard as you can. And unfortunately, we came out short by a point.
Yeah. Well, we're going to address the game you're watching now, folks. It's the Twin City Tornadoes from Bloomington Springfield. They're here playing against our Black Bears, and they are going to, they have just kicked off to the Black Bears. Looks like we have a scrum down here about 25 meters out. Looks like the refs trying to help them get this thing put in. But we got two new teams here, so these scrum downs, first thing the referee's going to want to do is make sure they get these things together safely.
Twin City Tornadoes put in it. Looks like they're winning ball. And it's out cleanly, somewhat. And it's a kick.
It's a good boot. Dennis Edwards, the sure hands. He's thinking about it. He doesn't know what to do. He had some thought, but he didn't look like anybody was coming in to play defense on him, so he goes ahead and runs it up. Looks like he lays it down. They're rucking over. Looks like Steve Faust pulls it out of there.
Edwards moves pretty well for an old man.
He's an old guy, but you know what? He keeps on trucking. That's what I respect about him. He just keeps on playing as hard as he can. And he's made some great plays.
Good burst.
Look at Jamie Shell go. That's a bull rush.
Excellent example there for those of you who haven't seen a lot of rugby of how a forward are supposed to come flying off the breakdown and take the ball at full speed.
That really helps when you got the big guys with that much momentum. Looks like we're going to have a penalty. They're going to bring that back. And it looks like somebody's down hurt on the field. I can't really tell who that is from now. But tell them why that's so important to have that momentum when those forwards are coming through.
Well, you have a lot of opposition right there, and the key is to break the gain line because then you're forcing the defense to retreat. If you can regenerate that ball quickly and get it out to your backs before the opposition gets set up, you can usually find some gaps, and that's really the key.
And it's a lot harder to stop a really big guy when he's got a full head of steam versus him trying to get that first two steps on you.
Yeah, it's not anybody can be brought down if they're flat-footed.
Yeah. I can't see who's put in. Looks like Tornadoes put in. And Black Bears losing.
Ball going to the weak side. Ooh, good break.
Good run.
Good pass.
Oh, look at that pursuit.
Good pursuit by
Brandon
the Black
Lessinger.
Bears there. Not enough support for Twin City, and they turn the ball over. Dennis Edwards.
That's a good boot. Explain now why that ball is going to come up here versus where it went straight out, because he's behind the 22-meter line.
If the ball is behind the 22-meter line, the team can kick the ball straight into touch. That's out of bounds to those of you who are more familiar with football. And the ball is restarted from the spot where it crosses the touch line, and the opposition team is going to have the throw-in.
Now, and if that's kicked out beyond that 22-meter line, then that comes back to the kick of the point unless it has an opportunity to land inside of the pitch before it goes out over the touch line.
Exactly. Steal on the put-in by the Black Bears. Norm McNeil, another old guy, former Quad City Irish.
Yeah, they kind of stole him down here. He's been a good asset for our pack because he's a very experienced player, and he's played with a lot of great players up there in the Quad City Irish program, and that really helps a new program when you can have a couple of veterans spiced in there.
Good line out by the Black Bears.
That's kind of a blind pass, but it worked out.
There goes Dennis Edwards.
We were just talking about that old guy. Look at him go. He didn't have it. It looks like Corey Schreiner wanted him to leave that inside the pitch for him, and Denny went ahead and ran it out. What's what is the proper procedure on that? If you're not sure if you have the pursuit, do you want to just take that out, or is it always best to just leave it laying by the line?
Ideally, you're going to want to try to cut it back away from the sideline. If you continue to run sideways, defense is just going to basically take the angle and continue to pursue.
Another steal. Line out. They're bringing it out strong.
Corey Carver with the skip pass, and Corey Schreiner.
Look at his wheels. This could be trouble for the Tornadoes. I think he's going to get there. Corey Schreiner. Great.
Corey, another guy who's played a few games with the Irish. Definitely an asset. There's no substitute for speed.
He's one of our shining stars on this Black Bear club. Now this is only his second year, and as you can see, just his pure athleticism has helped him a lot. And the more he learns about the game, the more he gets an opportunity to play with other clubs to learn the actual game. And then he made the Iowa Select side in his first year of playing, and then you get an opportunity to be coached by some of the best in the game, and that's got to help.
Exactly. He's definitely an asset to any team he plays on, and having kind of seen him play from the very start, he's definitely a fast learner. He's picked up on the game, and there's certainly a lot of intricate rules with rugby, and not always easy to understand them all.
Yep.
Right off the bat.
Roy Carver going for the conversion kick. Looks like the wind's going to pull that one left on him, so no good on the conversion. That'll have the Pearl City Black Bear Rugby Club 5 points, and the Twin City Tornadoes was 0. That wind, now you guys had a couple of kicks that you had also missed. That wind, I can feel the breeze, but I think, that ball is so big and light. I mean, that wind really affects it more than a football, I think.
Yeah. In conditions like this, you just have to try to kick it low and not get it up in the air too high and give that wind an opportunity to take it. And it's definitely picking up here compared to when we were playing just a few minutes ago.
It's the kick by the Tornadoes, goes to the Black Bears. Look like Darren Abney brought that in. He's trying to turn present, but the ball gets stripped away.
Chip kick. Uh-oh, that's trouble.
Oh, what a great look.
Good pass back inside by Dennis Edwards.
Oh, good hands. Look at Jamie Shell doing a rumble.
Turned over on the pass. Good pursuit by the Black Bears. That looks like that could be trouble.
Relentless pressure.
Black Bears have stolen possession.
They've got them kind of flat-footed on defense there.
Good example there of why you don't want to run side to side on the rugby field.
Yeah, he kind of got laid out, didn't he?
How kind. Where's mine?
We got some of the ladies here from the club bringing us up some wet stuff. Looks like we got another try.
Who was that there?
Holy cow. I think that's one of our guys on loan, isn't it? Pearl City Black Bears with another try. They're coming out of the gates hard. Let's hope they can keep that up. Actually, I think that you can give a lot of credit to that try, not only to the actual try itself, but just the pressure that the Black Bears just continually poured on as that ball got down into the Twin City Tornadoes defensive end. They just continually kept pushing over that ball, and they kept the heat on them. Boy, this wind's picking up a little bit here. The storm front coming through, it's just going to make the kicking a lot harder and the passing a lot harder. As you were pulled off to the side there, I was explaining, I said, a lot of that try, I mean, give credit to the player that scored the try. Looks like it's number 9.
Is that your scrum half? Yes.
Yeah. Great score, but just to get in the scoring position, there was just a great relentless pursuit and pressure put on by the entire Black Bear team to keep forcing that ball close down to the try line. Looks like he got that one. Great kick with that big wind, and that'll get the Pearl City Black Bears up 12-0.
Now, one thing that's a little interesting about rugby to people that haven't seen the game before is that the team that scores, or the team that scored a pawn, kicks off to the team that just scored. And the reason for that is technically in rugby, the kickoff is an offensive move. Your more skilled teams, you'll see them really float that kick up high in the air. And as long as it goes 10 meters, it's basically a jump ball. Anybody can play it.
Right, and it's, I mean, you're getting some yard or some field advantage by moving that ball forward to the 10 meters. It's good.
Uh-oh. Got a maul going here. Pearl City needs to get that moving forward or they're going to turn it over. Oh, there's the ball popping out.
There's just a whole lot of motion, but not a whole lot going on there. So, folks, we're not dumbfounded. We're just trying to see where the ball is. Looks like it came out. Black Bears. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Norby. He's got an open field there. He's looking for some support. Turns and presents, and he's got to get some support. There we go. Seth Shoemaker picks it up. Advance a few meters, turns and presents. Looks like you're down the ground. They're going to try to ruck that out.
Rugby's definitely more of a game of possession than territory. Gaining those extra couple yards isn't always going to necessarily help the team out.
It's true. You always got to have possession to score, possession to do anything that your team wants to do, so you're much better off to make sure you have that possession. A lot of times, and you'll be fooled because you're used to football with first downs and a big 40-yard pass or whatever. Some of these kicks, like, oh, what a great play. But by the time you get your guys on sides, I mean, they're basically can bring it back to the same point. So what you're doing is tiring out your team and really not gaining any advantage, and you lost possession. Looks like we have a line out here, and it'll be the Black Bears put in. Now, the Black Bears haven't been doing a lot of lifting on these.
That was a nice throw in.
Yep.
Clean ball. Out wide to Corey Schreiner, and he finds a hole. Uh-oh. Put that one on the board.
He put the deke on him. It's going right to the middle. Now, folks, the reason now when he crosses that touch line, or try line, I'm sorry, when he crosses that, the reason that he doesn't just stop there, it's not like football. Just simply crossing the line does not constitute the score. He literally has to touch that ball on the ground, and the reason he wants to take that to the centermost point of the end zone or the try zone is that's where the conversion kick comes from, and your kicker is going to like you a lot if you can get him an easy kick because it's going to make his stats look good, and it's going to make your team get a lot more points than try to kick from the corner.
Another successful conversion by Roy Carver.
Oh, are these some of your guys?
I don't know these guys.
Muscatine people don't act like that. Holy cow. So, yeah, we actually got a pretty good turnout here today. The weather was predicted to be extremely inclement, and it was supposed to be very, very stormy. It looks like the front may be coming in later, but we were very lucky. We had some rain this morning, but as you can see, it's cleared off to some degree, and we really don't have any drizzle now, and it's very, very dry.
It's not so bad playing on a field that's a little bit wet and muddy like this. As long as you can get good traction.
Tell us about the field condition. You just got done playing an hour on that field. I mean, tell me about the traction you're getting. And
ooh, good straight arm there. Uh-oh, there goes Roy Carver.
He's looking for some help.
He's looking for a little support.
Oh, just a little behind.
No, he's not.
No, not out. Touch judge right there, and he lets it go. They're going to have to get some defensive pursuit here.
He's got not a whole lot of support out there, but
he may not need it if somebody doesn't get over there and do something.
He's running out of gas,
Seth Shoemaker, yep, he ran out of wind. But he keeps it in, it looks like.
Picked up by the Black Bears and taken into touch. Looks like that will be a Twin City Tornado throw-in.
That's a hard call from over here from us because we're just a little bit lower than the camera angle, and we couldn't really tell if they had eventually made it out to touch. We were watching for the flag. That's the touch judge. They have one on each side. He basically helps the referee. There's one referee for 30 guys, so some of the responsibility of being able to tell whether that ball is taken, out of touch or out of bounds is the responsibility of these touch judges, and that's why if you see somebody raising a flag on the sideline there, that's what they're doing. Looks like we're about ready. Like we're going to have scrum down, looks like, Jamie.
Must have been a knock-on in that case. And a knock-on is just simply if the ball is dropped or goes forward off of any part of your body other than your foot. If you fumble it or drop it and it goes backwards, it's not a problem. But if it goes forwards, it's a turnover.
Basically considered a forward pass then for the layman's term.
Exactly.
Forward pass to yourself. Well, I don't know what that could turn into trouble, couldn't it? You kick one up like that on the side, but it looks like it's going to work out. Oh, that was a good pass. And a pass back.
Oh, yeah, he got forward.
Yeah. And get tackled on the pass or kind of get a little off bounds. Now, that's a good example of how they wheel that support around. Mike Sheets actually is the person that had that ball right before it went to the other player and came back. I mean, they did a very good job of just wheeling that around. They just kind of worked themselves in a circle around the defensive guy.
Yes, they did. What do we have here?
It's a penalty on the Tornadoes, but I didn't quite see what it was, and I'm trying to see if you can read the lips of the referee, but I couldn't. And pretty good kick, get some field position here, and then they'll be able to throw that ball in on the line out and hopefully get an opportunity to get back in some scoring position here.
As we said, we didn't see what the penalty was there, but if it's, I don't know what you would call that, not a minor, if it's a less than minor infraction.
Yeah, okay. A standard infraction? We'll call it that.
In any case, there was a penalty on the Twin City Tornadoes, which allowed for Pearl City to kick the ball out of bounds and then have the opportunity to throw in from out of bounds from where they
and that rule
there. Oop, the ball's dropped forward.
Yep. Well, we got a whistle there by the referee. I don't know, you can probably hear that. What's he going to bring here? I think he wanted to come back to where the original, I think the touch judge moved on. I think they were bringing back, are they playing an advantage there?
Yeah.
And he wanted to come back to the original point of the line out, which actually, well, he's pretty close. I think it was actually a few meters down, but...
a penalty to the Black Bears, which means the Twin City Tornadoes committed the penalty. He allowed Pearl City to play the advantage, but there was no advantage gained. So the ball comes back to the original spot of the infraction for a Pearl City put in on the scrum down.
Now on the put in, do you have to put it on one side or the other, or is it your decision? I'll call that coming right back out the tunnel.
You're supposed to put that right straight down the middle of the tunnel on the put in, but as we all know from playing, the ball tends to get fed into the feet of your hooker.
And they don't call it quite as much. I know that there's been great effort on all of the leagues to try to get the scoring up, to make it a more exciting game for the fans, to try to build a little bit more fan base, and they're letting them feed it in a lot more, as you can see. Although he didn't do a very good job on feeding it there, but that worked out. Robert Shockley, and they're going to bring that back.
I'm not sure what the...
I think it was might have been offsides. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think Clay Buster there playing scrum half.
Right.
Came around the back of the scrum and the ball wasn't out yet, so
they have to get back 10. Anytime there's a penalty, I don't know if you can hear it over the mics, but you'll hear all the players on the offending team saying back 10, because they're telling their guys to get back 10. You're not on sides, and you can't make a defensive play. As soon as they toe it up and start that penalty, a lot of teams they notice the team getting tired, they'll go ahead and toe that up and run that right down your throat. If your guys are getting a little bit lax and aren't getting their self back 10 meters, that can create some serious problems.
That's an example there of what they consider to be more of a major penalty. Offsides there on the Black Bears resulted in a kick by the Twin City Tornadoes. They kick the ball into touch, and they're allowed to have the throw in from there. Looks like they've won the line out. They need to get that ball out.
And they have.
There's an example of a guy catching the ball a little bit flat-footed, and they're lucky to retain possession. Ball spun out to the backs.
We'll get an opportunity as soon as some play stops here. I want you to talk a little bit about that momentum and how you do that as an 8-man. You are a major part of that, so we'll come back to that here in a second. Tornadoes moving the ball downfield. They're getting some position here on the pitch, and there's a kick by the Black Bears, and I believe he kicked it from behind the 22. He's bringing this back here. What are they going to do? Scrum down, Jamie?
It looks to me like there was another penalty. No advantage gained by Pearl City.
So it talks about the advantage on those rucks and those mauls. How do you get yourself set up? I mean, do you have to lay back a couple meters to give your opportunity to get some head of steam? Because we saw him catch that ball flat-footed. By the time he actually gets a foot up, I mean, they're already all over him.
Well, again, with rugby, a lot different game than football. when a player runs the ball forward and gets tackled, play doesn't stop there. He needs to release the ball when he's on the ground. Ideally, his teammates are going to be there to help support him. They actually form a line of scrimmage. The scrum half ideally is going to come in and pick the ball up. He would be equivalent to a quarterback on a football team. And then hopefully you're going to have some of your other forwards hanging back 5 to 10 meters behind where the tackle occurs. And it's kind of a matter of timing. You have to try to let your scrum half know that you're coming and time it so you are coming right to the line of scrimmage when the ball comes out. And if you can take that ball with a full head of steam, it makes it a lot easier to break through the gain line and gain some territory. Zach, are you going to follow Chris? All right.
Good ruck on the ground there. Looks like the Black Bears pushing hard, but the Tornadoes pop it out. They hang off to the weak side, and they turn it back over. Big boot. Roy Carver's got the leg. That's a huge kick. Rob Shockley in serious pursuit. This guy's either going to get it or he's going to get leveled. And he got leveled. He's got a release. Randall Lessinger, great play. And Rob Shockley, he's got to get that ball down. Oh, he wasn't quite to the... I think I was fooled by some of these orange flags. They got some power line things. I thought he actually crossed that. Looks like he actually had went out the touch line anyway, but great heads-up play. And Rob Shockley, he's another new player for our team, but his heart's just as big as his entire body. Quick line out right to Seth Shoemaker, taking advantage of a tired Tornado team. Shockley reads it, eats it.
Needs to get that ball out.
Steve Faust, they're going to take like 5 guys to bring this horse down. Look at the push. Black Bears, we're looking for the signal, and it is a try, it looks like. He called try? Another try. Oh, no, we got to turn you back on. I'm sorry. Taking a break off to the side there. I turned your mic off. Babe, got you back. I'm down. Oh, you're back, baby. So another try for the Pearl City Black Bears. Another more relentless hammering away. I was actually had a little chuckle going there because I see Steve Faust out here, and he was an integral part of that play, but he's got his ears taped up with the tape and stuff, and it's kind of starting to scooch up, and he's kind of got that kind of disco Dan thing going, his fro going and stuff like that. It looks like one of those basketball commercials where they're going back to the 60s, baby. So let's see. This is going to be a tougher kick for Roy. That breeze is right in his face, so he's going to have to put a little...
going to have to play the wind here.
Play the wind. Thank you.
And...
I think the wind played him. Looks like no...
Just about hooked that one through, but the wind, again, just pushed it barely left.
Yep, that's just, there's really not a whole lot you can do. Now, you guys on the Quad City Irish have a great kicker. Oh, I'm sorry, what was that?
Isn't that their 4th try?
Is it? Oh, it is. Yes, I didn't get that other one down.
He converted the last one, too.
Yep.
So 2 that he's converted, 2 he hasn't.
Very good. Thank you. So 22-0. The Black Bears really putting a roll on these guys so far, but it's a long game. Things can change. We saw that with the Quad City Irish game before this. You didn't on TV, but this is a game that the fatigue in the second half can make all the difference in the world. And I've seen a lot of games come from 20, 30 points and get right back in it. He lays her down.
Good job of presenting the ball there.
A little slow on the sport, but they did finally get there, and Jamie Shell picks that ball up.
Nice handoff.
And, boy, if he can get some support, they've got another good run going here. Ooh, good hands.
Good hands by Norm McNeil there. Where's Dennis Edwards? There he is.
He's back there. He's a safety valve. Ball's out. The guys are ready to roll. Look at Denny's getting ahead of steam up there.
Another gap there.
A little help.
Oh, good pass.
Oh, he got him. Good pitch off. Mike Sheets with another try. Mike Sheets, boy, oh boy. I tell you, well, and I don't think that Jamie even know this. Maybe you were up there at the All-Iowa with us and stuff. We have a new tradition down here. We kind of, the Ohio, the Buckeyes, how they put the stickers on their helmet and stuff. Now, when a guy scores a try, on our team, we give them a pearl necklace. It's a big strand of Mardi Gras beads, really, but I mean, then we'd present them at the party and stuff. So, and I'm the keeper of those, so I'm hoping that I got enough, or I might get beat up. So
that's 5 tries here pretty quickly for the Black Bears.
It could end up being 10 or 15. So, now I got a whole bag of them. So I anticipated that these guys are going to start scoring some tries towards the end of the season. So I went ahead and stocked up the old the pearl vault, so to speak. So
that was a good example there by Corey Schreiner of what's known as the dummy pass. As you are running the ball and get out into a gap, you just simply fake the pass to the outside, and that forces the man on the outside of you to step out, and a lot of times they'll open up a hole. And when you got speed like his, you don't need too much space
just
to get by.
There. And actually, what looked initially is to be maybe a mistake on his part by not pitching that ball back. He got taken down and actually laid it down, and it actually made the defense have to make a shift, and then that's what gave Mike Sheets the opportunity to just pick that ball up and basically walk it right in.
Exactly.
Did they make that conversion? I'm sorry, I don't think they did.
Did you get that conversion? Nope.
That's Dean Wellman up there from Luna Productions. He's helping us out today, and along with Dream Post Productions, we got a full staff on hand today. Mike Sheets down, and nobody on him, so he picks her back up. Dennis Edwards, he's looking for a little help.
Needs to get
Schlesinger and
it's taken into touch.
Yep. I tell you, Brandon's got some serious will. He scored a lot of tries for us this year, but that first or second step, he can get going real quick. Now, it takes me about 4 or 5, and then I don't really even get going that fast after that. So you were going to tell us about the turf earlier. I mean, the traction, and how's it feel getting tackled on that stuff? It's a little nicer than the old dry pan, huh?
Yeah. Sometimes you play out here, and when we don't have a lot of rain, you feel like you're playing out on a parking lot with a little bit of dirt over the top of it. So, but today wasn't bad at all. It was soft enough that didn't hurt too bad to get taken down, and it was firm enough that you could still get pretty good traction.
Good push. I think he's blowing it up. I'm not sure what if you watch it. What could they have done there in that scrum down to give themselves a penalty, Jamie?
Possibly what's called barging, which is really not waiting for the ref to call the engage on the scrum. Essentially, when the scrum starts out, the two teams have about a meter between them, and the ref will call for the engage, and then the two teams come together. A lot of times some teams will try to gain an advantage and come in a little early. That gets the other team back on their heels.
And they come right back, and it turns around the other way. Now the penalty on the Tornadoes, and now the Black Bears have an opportunity to gain some position here.
Good kick by Roy Carver there.
That was a really good kick. That gained a lot of meterage there, and that's going to get them right down there in some score zone. There's a lot of opportunities when you get inside that 22. You can do all kinds of things. You can have an opportunity to score with your forwards or your backs.
Now, as we discussed earlier, if the ball's kicked into touch during the course of play, it's going to be a line out to the opposition. If it's kicked out on a penalty such as that, then the team that kicks it out is the one that's going to have the throw in. Goes with the short throw there.
They've liked that one this year a lot. They've got Steve Fausto. He's playing that front spot, and he's just such a horse that they just pitch that out there, and they know they're going to get a few meters, and then they come in with something similar to this. And it looks like they got the ball. They're pushing. They're going to blow it up.
I think they had Pearl City with the knock on there.
See, we get some of our sponsors out here today. We've got Joe Meyer, Nutrition Outlet. He's one of the donors to our Pearl City Rugby Club, which is a non-profit club, and maybe we can have the production people put up some information in case anybody's interested not only in possibly playing rugby, but also if you would like to help support this program. We do take these donations. We do have a nonprofit status, so we can give you a receipt and get that written off on your taxes. So what a great block. Look at Robert Shaw. He's all wound up. So anyway, so if you can contact us if you'd like to help support this program, gives these guys a great opportunity to play this great sport. It does take money. We have to get referees and pitch preparation. There's a lot of other aspects.
Equipment.
There's just a lot of things that go in here. It's just these guys don't show up every Saturday and just decide to rumble around. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on here that's behind the scenes, and we would truly appreciate your support. Looks like we have a scrum down here, and looks like they're about 5-10 meters out. Quick outtake, and looks like another try for the Pearl City Black Bears.
Nice job by the scrum half there, just picking that ball up out of the back of the scrum, taking it to the short side of the field.
We're going to have to get his name
for the try.
This is his first game with them that I'm aware of, so what we need to do is probably, looks like, are they blowing up the half after this? I don't know. Looks like he might have hurt himself. We need to get his name. He's had some great plays here.
That's Clay Buster. He is I believe, native of Muscatine.
Yeah, he is. Clay Buster. Yeah, absolutely. And I know that even now that you say the name, I heard a lot of people talking about him up at All Iowa, and they think that he's probably one of the best, I believe, hookers in the state. I mean, he's got a lot of strength, a lot of speed, and we've seen that here today.
I had an opportunity to play with him last year at the Midwest Select side. He's a student at Iowa State, and I believe he did make the All-Midwest team, and also played overseas in England in the fall.
Great. What positions has he played with when you've been around him? Now, we're seeing him at scrum half today.
Scrum half today, I believe, is natural position is hooker, which is kind of a odd name, but it's the middle position in the front row of the scrum, and called the hooker because as the ball is put into that scrum, it's his job to hook the ball back with his foot and get the ball moving towards the back so it can be played and sent out to the back line.
Hey, the camera's right up here. Let's give him a flex, man. Look at this guy. He's a powerhouse. So
I'm the guy that likes to talk.
Looks like we have a 34-0 at half. And I'm going to try to catch some interviews with some of these Black Bears, talk about their outlook on the first half. Obviously, they better be pretty happy, but I'm sure they have some things to work on. And we'll be back shortly with the second half of this game against your very own Pearl City Black Bears, and they're taking on the Twin City Tornadoes. Warren John Schwanke with MPW Public Access 9, here with one of the star players in the first half. Introduce yourself.
My name's Norm McNeil, eighth man.
Eighth man. Tell us about that first half. Great momentum.
It was nice, clean, crisp passes. What's up, Paul? Nice, clean, crisp passes. We had a lot of momentum. Ball never seemed to be retreating. It was an enjoyable half.
What are the things that you feel that you guys have advanced on from the beginning of the year till now? I mean, you obviously, the movement of the ball, a lot of things are going a lot better for this team later in the year.
Yeah, well, our fitness. The fitness just comes by playing games. I thought that the crisp passes, everybody seems to be following the ball, following the movement of the game. It was really nice. Really nice.
Talk about the pack play. The pack play has really seemed to come on a lot in the second half. And I know at All Iowa last weekend, the team went 2-1. But a lot of people talked about one of the big differences they saw in our team, the Black Bears, was the pack play.
Well, I think the pack, again, once you play together for a while, you learn each other's tendencies. And when that happens, everybody benefits from it. But it seems to be like our front three, our front five, were really kind of gelled last week, and you can tell it on the field today.
Yeah.
So.
Big lead. What's your experience on this? I mean, what do you predict for the second half? Do you guys just cool your jets and lay back, play defense, or you just keep driving?
I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're kind of fired up right now. I think they want to keep it going.
You see a lot in a game like this when it gets kind of this big of a lead. You see a lot of guys like screaming for the ball because they want to get their tries in.
Yeah. I was yelling myself. So, but when you're slower and you're behind a little bit, those fast guys get all those.
Well, thank you. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Okay, back to you, Warren John Schwanke with MPW Public Access 9. I'm here with the Ben Nitzel Fan Club.
Woo! Ben Nitzel! Woo! We love number 8! Woo!
So, what do you guys have, a spokesman? I mean, is there official membership due, or just an official club? Who's the president? Are you the president? Well, tell us about the club. Ben Nitzel, he's scored a lot of tries for the team this year. He's a great guy. How do you guys know him? Let's talk a little bit. Let's get serious. I know you guys are having a lot of fun with this.
Well, we just go way back to the day. Growing up, playing down by the river, running around through the band egg. Just Nitzel's just going way back. He was just always a warrior.
I heard he used to live in a van down by the rivers.
He's lived just about anywhere. I don't know. He's tough like that, and you see that out on the field. He's just an inspiration to me. I kind of wish I had a little bit more of that athletic ability. Just, Nitzel, we love you!
And he's playing injured. Okay, thanks, guys. Yeah. Wild, crazy stuff. The Ben Nitzel Fan Club. If you want to join, go to bennitzel.com.